but not children and not animals. West of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Good morning, Art.
Good morning.
This is Grant in Seattle.
Yes, Grant.
Got the mood lighting, the candle, the open closet, and all that.
I wouldn't open the closet.
Got a story for you about
Sure.
a haunted radio station I worked at about 7 years ago in southern Idaho.
Oh, there's plenty of stories in broadcasting. Southern Idaho, huh?
Yes.
All right.
I won't mention the station because the management would get quite upset.
Yeah, please don't.
Even if we would ask about the ghost. I worked there on the weekends, overnight shift, and basically the only one in the station. Had heard about the ghost years before. We used to go out there for the ghost tour, and they would show us things that it would do. It would flip on lights, basically on command.
Really?
And so when I would work out there, lights would flip on and off, phones would ring, pick it up, be a dial tone, hang it up, ring, dial tone. The layout of the station, the way it was set up, if you wanted a Coke or a snack,
Sure.
they were in the basement.
Right.
Which at 3:30 in the morning, you're kind of freaked out and you're hungry, you go to the basement.
That's right.
And so I would go down to the basement, and the layout of the station, say from the south wall there were desks, going north, there would be the stairwell to the basement. On the other side of that would be the wall of automated machines, and then just straight over to the opposite wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be downstairs hearing footsteps move from the desk across the stairway through the automation, just in a straight line, just a big thud, 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 thud.
Mm-hmm.
And, what do you do at that point?
That's not good. None of that is good.
Do you stay down there and get the Coke, or do you go back upstairs and face it? The strange thing about this ghost, it was connected to one of the DJs that worked there. Before it ever appeared at the station, it was at his house. And I guess it was things that happened to me at the station weren't violent. Things that happened previously to other DJs that were pretty violent. Things being thrown at them.
Well, that can happen.
Yeah.
In other words, it can be transferred, usually because it occupies a person and that person brings it to a new place.
Yeah, that's what happened with this. His wife left his house with his kids, said it had gotten that bad, told him to have a priest come in there and bless the house or move or whatever, but she wasn't coming back till something was done. Had a priest come in and bless the house. The minute they did that, stopped there, everything started up out at the radio station where he worked.
Yeah, there you are. All right. Well, see, it was forced out of one location, transferred itself. Interesting. Very interesting. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hi.
Hello, Art. Pat here, KSFO, San Francisco.
Hello, Pat.
Boy, I'm ready to run just like you. A lot of these stories, I'd be gone just like you.
That's right.
Teenager, Golden Gate Park, a place called, well, maybe the kids called it Dark Valley. Used to ride our bikes through there. In the evening, of course, on the streets, it'd be much lighter, but down amongst the trees, there was a nice road we used to love to take. It dipped down, and then we'd pedal like hell to get to the other end. I'd have to say Grim Reaper. Whether man in a costume, Art, I have no idea. Pedaling down, about 5 in the evening, mighty dark.
Oh, yes.
And with a friend on our Schwinn's or on single-speed bikes, and it's dark near the tree line. We're in a road about 6 feet wide. Sure enough, the perfect example. Just out of the darkness walks, black cape, hood, front of the face, baggy hood, can't see the face, gleaming sickle.
In other words, a normal San Francisco resident. No,
Exactly.
Just kidding. You mean even with a sickle and everything?
I couldn't believe it, Art. I couldn't believe it. And, of course, he comes out of it just as we pass. And the arm goes up. I'm screaming by now. Oh, my God.
You're
He's
on a
screaming,
Schwinn.
my buddy, pedaling like hell.
Yeah.
And I go, like, right under his arm. The cape touches me.
Oh, man.
Okay, and we're out of there. Okay, the police, a big friend of mine, let's go back and we'll get him, it's some weirdo.
Yeah.
Well, Art, I had never had anybody die around me. But sure enough, within that week, my best friend, not the guy I was with on the bike,
Yeah.
but did he not die on a motorcycle down out in front of the beach. He was going too fast. We were taking turns on this motorcycle. A woman from the middle lane cut across right in front of him to get into the parking lot.
Maybe that was the Grim Reaper.
I'm telling you.
And maybe you will see that again. In other words, there are people that see that figure before those close to them die.
I'll tell you, Art. And those Ouija boards, stay away from them. I'll let you go.
Thank you very much for the call. Take care, the Bay Area. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, Art. This is Jenny in Golden.
Golden, Colorado?
That's right.
All right.
And I've got a pretty interesting story for you.
All right, let her rip.
Okay. I live in a house that is probably 112 years old from a historic district in Golden.
Yes, sir.
And, well, I never detected anything really funny about the house except for one time. And I was taking a bath. It was late at night, and I had a candle burning.
Uh-huh.
And this wasn't so odd, but the candle just went out. But 5 minutes, I just sat there because I was taking the bath, and I said, whatever, no big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe 5 minutes later, it comes back on.
Now that's bad.
Yeah.
That's really bad. 5 minutes later, it came back on.
Right. Now, if it had been maybe a second, I could maybe see that, but it wasn't a trick candle. It was just a basic candle.
Right.
And the flame was dancing up and down really high.
Mm.
And it just came back on.
Mm. So what did you do?
I was pretty terrified. I just kind of sat there.
Water
got pretty cold.
The water got cold?
Well, because I was
you
sitting
sat
there
there so long, in other words, you wouldn't get back out again?
Right, I was pretty scared.
The candle that wouldn't die.
Pretty good one, huh?
True?
Yes, very true.
Absolutely true.
Absolutely positively true.
You swear on your bathwater it's true.
I swear on the cold bathwater.
Huh. Well, I don't know what I'd do in a case like that, but I'd probably do. I don't know if I'd sit there until the water got cold. But then again, I might. Were you just sort of frozen with fear?
That was basically it. I was basically just petrified.
All right, my friend. I appreciate the call.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. As we continue to listen to the strange, the unusual, ghost stories. It is Halloween. The only thing about these are that they're real, and that's why they scare you. And another good question might be, why do you think you like to be scared? How much do you like to be scared? If you haven't done it yet, why don't you do it? Go turn down the light, turn out the light, if you've got the guts. We've got another hour. Stay right there. On the first-time caller line, you're on the air. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. Where are you, sir?
I'm fine. Where am I?
Yes?
I'm calling from Ojai, California.
Ojai. I know it well, all right?
Well, very well. Back in 1981, I was 19 years old in Arkansas.
Yes, sir?
Okay, and I was with an acquaintance that night, and he was into the occult. Okay. Now, I was not. We said goodnight. I went home, and it was just getting dark, and I went to bed. Okay, I'm facing the wall, and then starting to doze off, and not quite asleep. I get an eerie feeling, and the room gets chilly. I turn over to my other side. There's the man that I was with earlier on that evening.
Bad sign.
And I looked at him, I said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "How'd you get in?" Because I had the door deadbolted and chained.
Mm-hmm.
And he just looked at me, and he just laughed. He says, "John." And that was all that he said. And so then I got up. I was awake. I got up, and I followed him. And he led me into the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I flipped on the switch. The light went on. He disappeared. So I went to the door, and it was deadbolted and still chained. So actually, I wasn't scared that night when it happened. However, every night there on out, I went to sleep with the light on for quite a while.
I'm sure you did.
Yes, sir, I did. And I asked him about the next day, and he just chuckled. So not quite a ghost story because he was still alive, but I did see him there, and he disappeared.
That's horrible, sir. And I wouldn't like that one bit. Whether he was alive or not, that would mean he had projected himself into your house.
Right, but I believe in a spiritual world, but I believe in, well, I don't believe it was actually his spirit. I believe in demons. And I believe it was probably something that he did that caused that to happen for sure, but I don't actually believe that was...
I'm sure so. I mean, if he left, it was obvious he knew, so he had projected himself into that house.